Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to some more Super Metroid Item Randomizer League Week 4 action. We've had some really good races the last couple of days as we've kind of crammed everything in the last 4 days of the week. Today we have the A team versus Cuties coaches. The A team consisting of Asger and Ace Zero. Cuties coaches consisting of French Lightning John and Shy Guy, also known as Metroid MST. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Salty Pigeon. How you doing, Pigeon?
Ew. I'm a pigeon. I'm doing great. How are you?
All right. Doing fine, doing fine. All these guys are really good friends of mine, so really happy to call this race. We have 4 different colored ships. Noting that to start. Ace with the Kirby ship, everyone else with either palette swap, and John just playing vanilla. Also, don't let that suit fool you on Azur's side. He's been using a version of the subversion suits, which means he's starting with what looks like a gravity suit, which it's not. Huh. John doesn't use... I didn't realize John didn't use Moonfall. I knew Azure and Ace didn't use Moonfall.
Yeah, we got 4 veteran rando runners. This is going to be a lot of fun. Game 1 was yesterday. If anyone wants to check that out, that was a lot of fun. Asder and Ace went up against John and Lenifus.
Yep.
And it was a lot of fun. It was a great race.
And we get a Morphall and Morphall. Well, wonders never cease. We'll see what else we get. See if we have the power bombs to go the so-called meme route.
Let's get
Still trying to get that.
Yeah. Let's get some power bombs and go to Billy Mays.
Yeah, I could see one player doing that if it comes up. We've seen a lot of that. We saw a couple of plasma beams in Billy Mays in a couple of races yesterday.
I got one on a practice seat today too. I'm like, goodness, 3 in a row? At least for me anyway, 3 in a row from what I saw. But now we're going to go see our friend the Rio and get some more supers.
Okay, early supers is nice. Powerbomb pack would be nicer. All 4 of them getting the super packs at exactly the same time. That's pretty neat. And yeah, we're not going left today because no power bombs.
But wait, there's not more.
Yeah.
No power bombs, no Billy Mays.
Yeah.
Probably
could
won't
see. I mean, if we get power bombs before we leave Green Brinstar, I could see sending one of the runners to check. As you're the first up the elevator, the other 3 simultaneously join him. That's awesome. How about that for sync?
So as we've learned here, Asder is 2 seconds better than everyone else. But
yeah, and that's without Moonfall. Just
that's
saying.
Without Moonfall, yeah, exactly. Asder is an excellent player.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Duck got onto the team. He uses Moonfall, Ace and Azure don't.
Well, ducks are great. They're like birds. Gotta look out for my bird brethren. Quack, quack, duck, if you're watching. Quack, quack.
Alright. Next place to go is Bomb Chorizo. This will give us some sort of explosive to keep going. Could be speed, could be screw attack, could be power bombs, could be just bombs. And it's power bombs. So we can check a couple places. We could check 230 missiles. Could go back down to say Old Mother Brain. I don't think either one. I could see checking 230 missiles. I don't see anyone going back to Old Mother Brain. We cannot do Gauntlet. We can check the back, but we can't check the front. We can check the front with 5 power bombs, but not a good play.
Yeah, unless it's a screw attack or bombs, we're not getting out of there.
Yeah, you're not going to want to bet on that. Although, Azure, maybe he's going to just go straight to the wreck ship.
Ooh, and Ace is going to go do the meme route, maybe. Oh, at least 230.
No, this is just 230 missiles. John also doing the 230 missiles.
I want one of them to go back down the meme route and check that out.
Nah, you do that from the other side. Okay, just supers for Ace. We saw this on the race yesterday. Azure tried to go to wreck ship, had trouble with the CWJ, and did not actually make it over there. But let's see if he can do it this time. If you can get the CWJ quickly, I like this a lot. I know he doesn't like to do...
that looks good.
That
The
does look
first
good.
jump.
Nicely
Beautiful.
done. Yeah, if you can do it quickly, I like this play a lot. If not, then less of a fan. He's gonna try and check this item here. I didn't see it. Looks like he didn't see it either. It's hard to see. Okay, I think he got a good. I still didn't get a good look at it, but he definitely saw it there.
My guess is supers from. I thought I saw a little bit of green, but that could be wrong.
Yeah, there's a Spazer in the back of Gauntlet, which nobody's gonna go get right now. And next there's Super Pack for Astor, so 20 supers.
Shy Guy the first to green Bryn.
Oh, and John is gonna do the play you wanted to see.
Nice.
Yeah, the problem I have with this play is that you don't have enough power bombs to both do Billy Mays and do the check that he's doing. So now you're just effectively orphaning Billy Mays. MSD with an E-Tank and super missiles.
That's true. I do like the divergence effort, though.
Yeah, both teams doing a nice job with divergence. I know MSD had some words with their teammates last night not really diverging very much.
Yeah, sometimes you get seeds like that where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go here and you go here, and then it's like, oh wait, I just found this major. Oh, and I found this, and that made them stay on top of each other for most of the match. But MST is making sure that we get divergence.
All right, yeah, I was just gonna save here. I'm a little surprised because he could have just reset to the ship, but maybe he wants to keep those power bombs for a front of gauntlet check. John gonna be the first into Big Pink, but only with 5 power bombs makes it really hard to actually check everything here.
Ooh, screw attack outside of Mission Impossible room. That's nice to get early.
Yeah, you know, lower Norfair just becomes so much easier with screw attack.
And without charge beam, you can jump through some really strong enemies and not have to worry about them. So I like seeing that early. That's a nice little.
Yep. Oh, and Ace with plasma.
Edakun's paying off today. Nice.
Yeah.
Looks like John with his 1 power bomb will go down there and get plasma and refill on power bombs.
Oh, and just a crate at Rick's ship. So that actually works out really well for the A-team. Astor can choose to just go down Red Tower if he wants to go backwards to hit some of these items that are showing up in Brinstar. He might just skip the screw attack. He doesn't really need it. And screw attack for him is mostly a luxury item. It does speed up your lower Norfair, but not required.
And on the off chance that Kraid's E-Tank has something, Astor will be able to check that very easily.
Yep. I mean, that could be the best outcome. Depends on if there's anything in the wreck ship. If it turns out that there is something in the wreck ship, having a Fantoon there would maybe be better. Although this fight at 10 missiles and no E-tanks would be a really rough one. It is one he can handle, but there's nobody that plays this game where I'd say a Fantoon fight with no E-tanks and 10 missiles would make it a free fight. That is a very, very difficult fight.
Absolutely.
And for most runners, I would not want to see them even try.
If I have no suits, I like 2 tanks for that fight, but yeah, there's probably only 10 or 15 runners. There's
give me a very suit, I'll do it no suits, but yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, there's probably like 10 or 15 runners with. I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can try no tanks on that, and that'd be a fun watch.
Well, it's not even just it's not just the 0 tanks. It's just 10 missiles. The difference. I don't feel like I notice the missile count until I have at least 20. Anything below that, I'm noticing the difference. Okay, and Red Tower starts out with some super missiles.
Very healthy super missile seed. They are everywhere.
But yeah, this is gonna be interesting decision time for the A-team, as you're not in good position to grab either plasma or screw attack. We'll see if he goes back for either one of them.
And there's not a whole lot of power bombs to see, so it's really nice to see regular bombs behind our wave gate. And just a double missile pack of alpha power bombs for Astor.
Yeah, but you know what? It's early. We don't have charge beam. I am a big fan of picking up ammo until you get charge beam.
Definitely, yeah. If you see it, just grab it, because this isn't Dash, so we only get one chance at charge here.
Well, in Dash, I actually will grab ammo more because the beams are so nerfed now.
Oh yeah, Dash Recall nerfed them. I guess I've played more regular Dash than Dash Recall, but that's a very good point.
As you're farming some power bombs from the Zeros on his way out. Appropriate, since the Zeros are kind of Ace's theme. You check out his emotes. Okay, let's see where Astra goes.
Oh.
Okay, he is going to go back and get some of the items that he left behind.
Shy Guy getting bitten by Screw Attack there, taking out that first block, but gets out of the trap.
Yeah, thought maybe he'd go for the early X-ray check. I know he can do it, but yeah, with one tank, it's really not safe. Astra needs to hit this gate glitch. There we go. To answer chat, Plasma is at the Edekun's E-Tank. So I imagine Azur's gonna get both of those items. Pick up some supers, maybe pick an E-Tank up. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, Shy Guy, yeah. MST not picking up the Plasma Beam. That's interesting.
But
in fact, he should have gotten to that area first, so I'm a little surprised. I mean, power bombs are just not an issue down there because everything there drops power bombs.
Oh, Astra, be careful.
He's got to be a little careful with that health. That would be a really bad time to take a death. A 10 energy should be fine, but
I thought Astra was going to go into the Mission Impossible room with the side
yeah, so did I
for
a second.
I'm like, oh my goodness, fearless.
I mean, that's actually, it's not as dangerous as you think if you know what you're doing.
I know, and with Screw Attack and with Astra's
capabilities,
well, it's not...
The trick with side hoppers is you want to shoot them with one super, and then shoot them with the P shot or whatever beam you have. Looks like we have a Ridley over at Kraid. Little unfortunate here that Ace is the one checking out this boss because he doesn't have the Kraid kill and can't check the extra Kraid item.
Very true, and it's we just learned on MST side it's Ridley.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Not this early with this kind of ammo, or no suits. I mean, and just a tank or two. Azure getting plasma beam and heading up the wall jump at Edekun's. So Azure has all the offensive firepower needed in the seed so far.
Yeah, it does want this E-Tank. We haven't seen a lot of E-Tanks. So I'm wondering if that Kraid item is going to be something interesting with now knowing that Ridley's here. John is going to get that Kraid kill quickly, relatively quickly soon. We'll see if he gets the quick kill.
And we have another E-Tank at high jump boots. On the exit item, that is.
Well, that gives us the ice beam check.
John grabbing those power bombs that Azure got. And spooky missiles. I'm gonna go down and find their crate and at least give us a tie boss-wise. Ooh, gravity at Croc Escape. That's
that's
a nice find by
interesting.
MST.
Yeah, but we can't
get to it. Yeah. I mean, it's good knowledge, but there's no way to get it at the moment. Well, with bombs, but we don't have enough energy to.
No,
it's way too
it's
tight.
It's a 4-tank hill run to get through to there. And if we had speed booster, it would be totally in logic. Actually, that's not even true because we don't have anything to get across there. But ice beam could be a thing with 2 tanks. That hill run's doable. But I'm really curious to see what's behind. Oh yeah, we got all these criteria checks that we haven't done. And Azure's gonna go for them. He's got... Okay, with Screw Attack he should be fine with the number of power bombs he'll have to use. Because he'll be able to save some in the Billy Mays area. But I still really want to see what's the crate, E-tank. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But between John and Azure, it's gonna be a while.
But at least we get to see Billy Mays. It's not abandoned like I thought it might be.
I mean, it kind of was, but we're running out of places to go. This could just be 2 E-tanks for hell runs, honestly. That would not surprise me. And yeah, see, so as you're using that Screw Attack to save a power bomb, there will also be able to use the Screw Attack to save a power bomb on the way out. There's a super missile and another power bomb. Okay.
Just ammo. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have a place to save to a good save spot where he can reset to, so he's just gonna take these and go.
Well, it's not bad because that powerbomb pack gives Azure 15, and now Crystal Flash is an option.
Yeah, it does make the hell runs viable, if not in logic. We will get the Ice Beam hell run from Ace, though. It looks like MST is just gonna leave Norfair and maybe go to Crate as well, or maybe do some of these checks that Azure's doing right now.
So this is one of those seeds where CWJ is pretty much in logic. With bombs, you can do a diagonal bomb jump to get the second half of it if you miss and land on the pedestal. But that's kind of tough too. So nothing's free. This is a tough seed for our runners.
Okay, he's checking the crumble tower. I'm guessing there was nothing there because he's just leaving. Unfortunately, that leaves him not in good shape to do the rest of the hell run. So, assuming he did take a save, I would just reset and try again. Oh, it was charged. No, okay. You keep that. Thank you, D-Web.
Oh, I missed something. D-Web saying charge?
Yeah. Charge was at the crumble tower.
Oh, wow.
Which is, by the way, one of the worst locations in the game.
Definitely, yeah.
And without, Spring Ball makes it pretty easy to get out, but we don't have that. Really, there are no other nice, easy ways to get out of there if you fall down. And Grapple Beam on John's side over at... Oh, John... That's not good for the A-team, because Azure doesn't have a way to get up there. John had to use bombs to get up there. If that grapple beam becomes required, that's going to be a problem for the A-team.
I was looking at Ace's screen. What did John find? Was it grapple?
Yeah, grapple at criteria power bombs. Now, for grapple beam to matter, we'd probably need some sort of long suitless play. Really gravity, gravity at... Well, we know where gravity is, so that grapple beam gets him gravity.
Yeah.
So that could be huge. A big problem for the A-team. They're going to need another way to get that gravity suit. We still haven't the E-tanks, though, to get over there. missed what was at Ice, but Ace is not resetting. I'm gonna say he got something. I don't think Cuties coaches checked the back of Gauntless, so John's gonna do that now. Oh no, he did. He just wants... Okay. Could have just left out the front. Ice was at power bombs. Ice was power bombs. Okay, gotcha. Which means Ace could... No, he still only has 10 power bombs. That's not enough to do this hell... I mean, 3 tanks is technically enough to do this hell run.
Yeah, that third power bomb pack was at Spooky Missiles, and only
Right.
Azure and John have that.
Right. We've seen 4 power bomb packs, I think, because Azure is 15 and he does not have the one at Ice Beam. But yeah, so far this seed is just running our runners all over the place. John back in green Brinstar. That's interesting. Maybe didn't do all this? We're gonna see the Kraid closet item in just a second. And is she gonna go get that grapple beam to make an easy pickup of the gravity suit? Well, not easy. We still have, you know... I still don't think we have logical E-tanks, although I'm not 100% sure all the runners have the same E-tanks. Wave beam is nice, but doesn't actually open anything up because the croc play. Yeah, and no, Ace is leaving. Okay, I thought maybe Ace was gonna go. Where is Ace going?
I'm not sure. I've been trying to
he's okay. I think he wants to do the hell run.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Ace
doable.
went up to get the energy. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable on 3 E-tanks. The lowest amount of that RBO does is 2+1 reserve, and 3 E-tanks is going to be better than 2+1 reserve. But yeah, missing that grapple beam is, you know, potentially going to be game changing on this. Azure picks up his 3rd E-tank. Probably doesn't pick up the charge beam yet because he's already got 50 supers. And you can pick it up later when it's much safer and much faster.
Nice first room by Ace. With 3 tanks, your movement's got to be really tight through these rooms.
Yeah, the screw attack's also going to help them. Both players. He's going to check this cathedral. Oh my god, that's speed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Azure's going to pick that up because he's got the crystal flash to do it. He almost went to the wrong side to get it, but Ace can't pick that up. Not on 3 E-tanks without a crystal flash. So for Ace's sake, hopefully he finds a... another power bomb pack. A couple more E-tanks would also be good. Okay, Azure picks up the speed booster. He should be able to get out of here without a problem. That'll solve Azure's issues with getting the gravity suit. That will not solve Ace's issues getting the gravity suit. Azure can do that short charge. Ace cannot. Or I should say, if Ace... Ace can do it, but I don't think he's ever done it outside the practice realm. It's definitely a conversation he and I have had. Yeah, Ace could IBJ, but with 3 E-tanks, that's really, really tight. It looks like Ace is gonna just go do Croc. Perhaps? No, just wanted to farm. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, on the other side, John's... Okay, John looks like he just checked grapple... X-ray. I'm guessing there was nothing there. I see nothing new lit up and no chat going nuts over anything.
Kind of hard to tell who's in the lead here with
No, it's way too early to... I mean, slight advantage on Cuties coaches is, of course, that grapple beam to get the gravity suit. and it might be a while before the A team gets that. But it might not matter. They might not need that grapple beam. Azure won't need that grapple beam. They just need some way of Ace to get that gravity suit.
Either another E tank or.
Well, there's a lot of like. Okay, so Varia would work.
Varia.
Because then you can just, you know, IBJ without any kind of consequence. High jump plus getting that speed booster would do it. And he, you know, if he could just get a power bomb for a crystal flash or a couple more E tanks, he should be able to get that speed booster. Obviously, space jump would do it. And, you know, right now we have Ace and Azure probably going to be clearing out Bubble Mountain, and Cuties coach is just not going to, you know, not going to worry about it right now. It wouldn't surprise me if Cuties coaches just beeline the gravity suit with that grapple beam and head into Meridia. Another thing that could be a good play, or could, you know, if Meridia has nothing, it could actually slow him down.
At least not as slow as Suitless, but yeah, definitely. And you don't want to slow down against the A team.
Okay, as you're resetting the ammo, he knows what Charge Beam is, doesn't need it. Also has a million supers already. So once he has enough E-tanks, he can just go kill Ridley over a crate, regardless of whether he has the suit.
Nice gate cliff by Ace.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be Croc for Ace.
The
only bad thing for him is since he doesn't have the speed booster or a space jump, he's going to have to do an IBJ to get the pantry item.
This pantry, what power bombs is down there?
Wait, say that again?
The pantry item for A0, is that power bombs, Croc power bombs in the next room to the left?
No, the power bombs are in cosine room. Okay, reserve tank. Okay, so it makes the Hell Run a little more viable for Ace. The IBJ as well. Meanwhile, MST, Shy Guy, on his way over to Bubble Mountain, so he can, we'll see if he does any of these checks or if he just goes straight to the Croc area. As you're finding nothing he wants to keep over at Bubble Mountain. But yeah, a lot of these checks that Ace is doing, he's going to have to do IBJs, and it's just going to be slower for him. We'll see if Azure goes straight for that gravity suit while Ace continues on in Croc, or he just leave with the speed booster, I suppose, or maybe wants to might want to farm up some power bombs. Yeah, this is a power bomb farm.
Okay, so the room Ace is trying to get to right now, is that the pantry?
No.
No,
the pantry is the Indiana Jones missiles where you do the swinging.
Oh, okay, understood.
It's the missiles are often called the Indiana Jones missiles, but the location is the pantry. More supers for Ace. Okay, John also doing his Hell Run. Ace gonna take a save so he can just reset if there's nothing here. Azure's gonna take a save, trying to get this gravity suit, I think, and give Ace more time to get all the items at Croc. John can try and keep that speed booster, but I don't know that he has enough health. Oh, he's got a crystal flask. He should be fine. But he is gonna have to use it. Yeah, there it goes. MST. Oh, there's that gravity suit for Azure. Does get it. Just needs to get out. We find Ice Beam. Ooh, 2 health.
2 health. Oh my goodness.
I mean, he'll just Crystal Flash, honestly.
Yeah, he's good. I was just waiting for the door transition. I'm like, please make it.
Okay, Crystal Flash. I would Crystal Flash here, Azure. Now you can't because you have too much health. But he's just gonna beeline it, looks like, to Meridia.
He's like, I'm cool. I got a tank from farming. As they're fearless.
I mean, to be fair, Azure is one of the best players I know about timing those crystal flashes, so I just thought he would do it immediately. Instead, we're gonna head into Meridia.
Oh yeah, he's a great player. No disrespect.
Yeah, Ace might not be over enough to see this item. So ideally you want to get high enough that you can fall down there and pick it up in case it's something you want. At this point, if it's an even E-tank, you want it. Oh, yeah, you want that. Yeah, you absolutely want that if you're Ace. Yeah, you want to be as over as far possible there. Meanwhile, as you're into Meridia... John is going to check Bubble Mountain stuff, which we know has nothing of use. High jump boots for Azure. Okay, so suitless was never, ever, ever going to be a thing with those high jump boots being there. Okay, so what Ace wants to do is move over slightly. There we go. Gets the E-tank. He's gonna have to do another IBJ or come back up for a gate glitch. I would have liked to seen him do the gate glitch for the back item and then do the bomb jumps for the front item, but since he's already not done the gate glitch, it's better just do the bomb jumps here. Meanwhile, Azure finds another power bomb pack that he doesn't need.
And Ace will just get an energy tank when he gets up there.
I mean, that's good for him. That will give him enough to get the cathedral item. Will get him enough to get that speed booster, and frankly, it might get him enough to do the bomb jump out of for gravity. In which case, the A team now doesn't need that grapple beam, and that advantage goes away for Cuties coaches. But will be interesting to see. That is not an easy thing to do to get those bomb jumps when you have like a timer running on you. Fortunately, there are some good farm spots right here. X-ray doesn't... X-ray would be better if he'd already picked up charge. But I don't think it's going to be something that Ace picks up unless Watering Hole has something good. Yeah, Ace is going to farm up enough so that he can... Then I imagine he'll save right here. And then he'll go for that IBJ. Okay, Watering Hole has... We're kind of paying attention to Azure because he is giving us the most new checks, just ammo. He's going to pick up the super missile. If he gets enough ammo, he might just skip the charge beat, even though he knows exactly where it is. But he's not picking up the missile, so I imagine that's not quite on the table. I think he's at 30, 55, but of course, the view that we see as commentators is not as easy to read as...
I believe you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so chat, yeah, thank you, Baha. Chat confirming. Okay, Ace is gonna go for this gravity suit. Gravity suit will also make it easier to pick up the speed booster. Ace would have to refill, though. Okay, nicely done from Ace. Okay, so that grapple advantage for Cuties coaches now gone. Azure will have to choose whether he wants to get the Ice Beam. Honestly, I think it's a little overrated how much the Ice Beam saves in Turian. Especially if you're good with the power bombs setup. So I would imagine that Azure never gets the Ice Beam. And the nice thing about having already seen Ridley, we know Azure's gonna be able to beat this boss that's coming up over here in Meridia. He's gonna first do a couple of these checks here. Ace will probably follow him, get the high jump boots. Won't check everything. That E-tank, if we're gonna keep these items, that E-tank would be good, but I think he's just gonna reset this. Yep.
John seeing reserve just has ammo and noping out of there.
Yeah, there was just nothing at Bubble Mountain. Ace heading into Meridia as well.
Ooh, space jump at left sandpit. And Varia. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. That's huge. That's... Okay, where's MST at? MST is looks like he's going to get that speed booster. Which makes sense, but that's go mode for the A-team.
Yeah, that's advantage A-team now.
Yep. And Ace, probably, yeah. With Ice Beam, he can just go to the Dragon boss if he wants to. Might be, you don't really want to have to come back here. So it wouldn't surprise me if Ace is now the one that goes all the way to the Dragon boss. And then on his way out, can pick up that Varia suit. As you're keeping the Varia suit, I could see the argument for resetting it and coming back and picking it up later. John, in the meantime, is killing Croc, which we know is not necessary. Maybe wants that Ice Beam. Yeah, in fact, Ace says, you know what, I just want that Varia suit. So they might just follow each other down to LN at this point. As you're way ahead of everybody. In fact, I know MST, when we were talking about this race, again, all of us are really good friends. Their strategy was finish enough ahead of Ace so that Astor's first place finish won't matter, because it is average time.
But now that Ace has the knowledge on space jump and Varia, that's going to be very, very tough to do.
Yep. Astor's going to go ahead and pick up this, the charge beam.
Surprising Ace used a power bomb there. Maybe forgot he had bombs.
I mean, it's not that different to use power bombs and bombs there. And it's very easy to just, use power bombs in that situation. So Astor looks like he's going to he'll head to Lower Norfair. Oh, Ace didn't pick up the high jump boots. That really surprises me. I know it's like one of his favorite items. I know how much he hates doing speed no high jump. Oh. Yeah, so that's unless we missed it. If someone in chat could confirm whether or not Ace has high jump. Thank you, D-Web. Yeah, so that makes sense, because I know Ace is, for all those of you that don't know, Ace is my co-op partner often in SMZ3, and we were on the same team last season. So I know his hatred of speed without high jump. It's pretty epic. So not surprised that he picked that up. In the meantime, yeah. Shoutouts to Paragon, our tracker. This is really hard to do solo. So we'll get those things that need to be marked, and I never fault the trackers for missing things, because it's hard. I've done it before. It's really hard.
Yeah, 4 screens at the same time for one person. That's a big job.
Yeah, so as to the first into LN, they literally need nothing else. Ironically, we have 2 bosses killed out of what, 16? I didn't see what got John there on that death. MST is gonna be the first to find Varia suit for Cuties coaches. In fact, they haven't even found that charge beam, which could also be important considering, actually, looks like, yeah, I want to say in chat, you'll have to help me out here. 4550 on John's side and 4550 on MST. Looks like they both have that, so yeah. That's getting up there in terms of not needing charge beam at all. My guess is that Ace is never going to pick up that wave beam, and that Azure is never going to pick up the. Actually, wave beam. No, Ace is not getting that wave beam because he's going to go do once he does LN. He's going to go up and kill Ridley over at Kraid before having killed Kraid. So he literally would have to go all the way up to the wreck ship to come back down. And wave beam is a great item, but it is not worth that kind of time commitment. Oh, John has charge. Okay, so we'll get that mark too. So that means they don't need to worry about ammo either. And Dragon over at Ridley. So that means Fantoon is going to be at Dragon. That means Cuties coaches will be in go mode as soon as MST goes and checks the left sand pit.
Nice quick microwave from Azure on Dragon.
MST having thoughts about whether to pick up that X-ray or not, chooses not to get it. Yeah, that X-ray paying some dividends for Azure on that quick kill. Ace not going to have that opportunity. We'll have to do either a speed booster kill or ammo/charge kill. Or, you know, as often happens, some combination of both. Yeah, as D-Web points out in chat, no vanilla bosses today. I kind of like it when that happens. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. If you're going to have a boss shuffle, you know, let's not just swap 2 bosses and call it happy. Of note, yeah, with boss shuffle, you'll always have at least 2 bosses not in their normal places, because you literally can't have just one in their not normal places, and then. But the point is, you won't ever get a boss shuffle with full vanilla.
Varia is left sandpit.
Yeah, left sandpit has Varia and space jump. So, you know, the big plays in this seed, honestly, there were two interesting, I'll call them inflection points. The first one was John and Shy Guy doing the bomb jump to criteria power bombs to get a grapple beam that allowed easy access to the gravity suits. And I say by easy, I mean easy to get through that particular room, because you still had to do hell runs to get there. But then Azure and Ace said, I don't need no stinking grapple. Azure did a really tight short charge to get the gravity suit. Ace getting enough health so he could do an IBJ to get it. And then we're able to get the sandpit items. Because suitless Meridia was not going to be a thing. You had to get gravity suit to get to the Varia suit. Because high jump was also in Meridia. So I know there's a few players out there that can do some crazy things without high jump boots, suitless, but I was gonna say none of those are on this screen, but actually, the one person that might be able to do is actually John. French Lightning John can do some of the more weird things out there.
Unfortunately, Shy Guy skipped checking sandpits, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine. He's gonna kill Fantoon as long as he doesn't just follow Fantoon back to the wreck ship. It'll be fine. John also gonna get this gravity suit, so he might choose to check the sandpits. The way I often like to treat the sandpits when I have a full randomizer is I'll check one, and if I'm resetting out of that one, I will then go do the boss, and then I loop back down from Dragon or the Dragon boss to get the other sandpit on my way out. Azure all the way back up to Ridley. It's just making very quick work of this seed. Also, shoutouts to the green Metroid suit from Subversion. Sorry if there's spoilers, if that's spoilers for anyone that hasn't played that yet and wants to. Highly recommend that hack. Unfortunate that MSC doesn't have the charge beam slash X-ray scope for this Phantoon fight. He's going to be on his way to the Ridley fight as you're leaving Kraid's lair. John getting his high jump boots. We'll notice skip the watering hole and beach area. We'll see if he chooses to check any sand pits.
Nice Phantoon by MST.
As you're going to save a little bit of health by not sparking this. 3 E-tanks. I don't know if he has 1 or 2 reserves. It's plenty for him to finish the game, so I don't imagine he'll pick up anything else. Ace into the Ridley fight. And John also skipping the sand pits. So hopefully MST does these on the way out and finds that very soon. Yeah, you can't go that way because Dragon's not dead. That actually, that might be really important on Cuties' coach's side. Because it looked like he maybe was intending to go Forgotten Highway back to the wreck ship. Which, you know, if you're just going to the boss there, is about the same as going the normal way. Just there's no items on path. Except Plasma Beam, and he wants to do that. But, you know, now he's kind of funneled back over here and hopefully jumps into a sand pit. Okay, I was a little worried that he wasn't going to do the sand pit, but now he's going to take the save and he'll check those sand pits. Hopefully checks the left one first. As you're about to fight Phantoon. Yeah, so as you're with the same number of boss kills as our other 3 runners combined. Gotta love it. Oh wait, no, Ace has 4. We've got 4 now with Ace having killed Ridley.
It'll be the same in just a moment again, though.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. No, but yeah, John's about to fight Phantoon, so we'll briefly be tied again, and then John will kill Phantoon, and it'll be 5 to 1. and MST getting the news that we have everything you want in the left sandpit. Ace, having killed Dragon already, is going to go this way. I know we haven't really talked about it much this season. I know last summer during the multi-category rando tournament, there was a lot of discussion as to when this is faster and when it's just faster to kill Batsun. I think full beam. I think the consensus was if you have full beam combo, maybe Batsun is better, and in most other cases, this is better. Yeah, MSC's gonna take that very suit and head back down to Norfair. John will be shortly behind him.
And Ace about to take out his Phantoon, so all that'll be left is Kraid.
Ace gonna use the charge beam there instead of Doppelring. It's a little bit faster with this beam combination. A little more. It's not even so much faster. It's just it's consistent. The top players can still do a 2-round. This will not net a 2-round, but it should net a 3-round. And I'm pretty certain Ace is not getting a 2-round. Now, for those of you watching, if you have full beam combo, it's actually a free 2-round by doing your 2 and 2s into a charge shot when Phantoon comes back on screen. As you're heading to Turian, MST heading into Lower Norfair. And of course, classic, we run into the super missile, which we don't really need. Azure with plenty of ammo, plenty of very good beam, plenty of power bombs for the Metroids. If he has any trouble with speed zap skip, he's perfectly capable of doing it, but he can just switch to ammo. A lot of people think of zap skip as this much faster strat, but the time save of zap skip is very much about not having to pick up ammo, and not about the actual time it saves. It's still a little bit faster, but if you start failing it a bunch of times, you're just better off just using the ammo if you have it. Oh, those Metroids are pretty. I haven't been really noticing the palette swaps, because I know Azure will often play with palette swaps depending on some of his settings, and MSC swears by palette swaps. But yeah, those Metroids are looking pretty good. Meanwhile, John in the Ridley fight. Looks like John decided to do Ridley before heading down to Lower Norfair, which I think I don't think it makes a difference which way you do that. Ace just has to remember to go kill Kraid. Alright, as you're into the baby room, we'll see if we can get this baby skip. Ace? Ace? Oh, God. Are we gonna get a G3? And we still... I mean, he's got time to do a G3. That's so sad. Ace, turn around. Classic. I mean, we've all seen it before. The best example of the G3 was, meanwhile, Miss Asher getting the baby skip. There is a classic clip, and if anybody has it, feel free to put it out there, of Farrell doing an RBO run and forgetting to go to Kraid. As Ace gets the realization that, oops. The toughest boss is remembering to kill the bosses. Yeah, that's another good one, D-Web. There was a vanilla multi-category tournament back in 2018 between Sloters and Andrew, also known as Fuzda. They ended up in a tie, which was the crazy part. But it involved a G3 from Sloters. Where Sloters forgot to go back to Phantoon at the end. Now, just the 24 shots from Azure with this beam combination. Already at ketchup. Meanwhile, Ace turning around and going back to Kraid, because we need to kill all the bosses. That is a rule in League. that all bosses must be killed before you can go to Turian and finish the game. Yeah, so fun thing, I don't know if he can gets it to work with a partner. But I know Azure has his OBS set up so that it'll capture his mic for the VOD, but not for the restream. So it might be fun to go back and watch and see what the reaction was when Ace said, oops. Okay, meanwhile, John heading down to fight Trigon, MST leaving. He'll hit Ridley, and then hopefully he remembers to do Kraid. We don't need 2 G3s in one race, is maybe more than I can take. Given no question in chat, is MST gonna grab Wave Beam? No, because he has to kill again, same as Ace. He would have to go all the way up to the wreck ship, kill Kraid, and then come all the way back down to pick up that Wave Beam. Way more time that Wave Beam would save. As you're in the escape, Ace finally, with 4 bosses down, is in Metroid room 1. Alright, Azure is going to be the first one to hit the ship with an official race time of 58:21. GG's to Azure. Of course, he's got to get in the ship. Ace, meanwhile, about to hit Metroid Room 3. Sorry, Metroid Room 4. MST leaving the Kraid area, and John just making his way out of Lower Norfair. Ace will have the opportunity to go for baby skip as well. See if he can get it. Ace also doing a nice job with that baby skip. And MST does. So do we just call Cuties coaches the winners because MST remembered to go back to Kraid? Sorry, A-Team. No, but in all seriousness, Ace making that mistake is still pretty funny. Alright, nice Zep skip from Ace. Doing the not-so-free down back. Sorry, MST, you will never convince me that that's free. Alright, Mother Brain 1 down for Ace. This will be a 30-shot fight with his beam combination. Not sure he has any supers left to supplement. I'm not sure if that's a 0-0 or a 0-8. Did we miss anything? I think we saw everything. Chat confirming that it's a 0. Thank you. Fortunately, it doesn't need any. Right, Mother Brain down. Not enough E-tanks for stand-up, which was also true of Astor. Yeah, we saw a Spazer, though, at the beginning, so... Yeah, Spazer just chilling there. Nobody wanted to pick it up. Although, shoutouts to French Lightning's John Season 2, where he boycotted picking up Spazer the entire season. Alright. Almost done with that cutscene. John, meanwhile, is on Metroid Rooms 4, and MST making his way into Turian. Mother Brain 3 is down. John going for a baby skip. And gets it. So we're 3 for 3 on baby skips so far. MST, don't disappoint. Ace in the escape. Alright, gets the Shine Spark up. And will very shortly make his way to the ship. Taking a little longer than he might have expected, but you know, that'll happen when you go, you know, try and skip a boss. And A0 going to finish it out for the A team, making them 8-0 for the season, finishing with an official race time of 1:05:01. We'll try and get these guys in for a chat. And we welcome in Asdr and Ace0, 8-0 for the A team. GG's, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so first things first. Ace, you know we have some rules about killing bosses.
Yeah, I don't know who put Kraid there. He just kind of snuck under the radar. It's funny that you mentioned that, because when I was leaving LN, and I was thinking, like, I was going to remind Asdr to kill Ridley, like, in case he forgot, because I had, like, just remembered that I still needed to go kill Ridley at Kraid's lair. And then he reminded me, like, oh, don't forget to kill Ridley. And I was like, oh, no, we're good, I got that. Like, I remembered. Didn't even think about Kraid at all.
So what was the conversation in the voice call when you got to G4 and it was a G3?
It made sense to me that he forgot that, because it wasn't on my mind to be able to remind him, because I had done Kraid so long ago, I wasn't thinking about it. So but it was really funny that I sought to remind him about Ridley. Didn't need that reminder, but needed the Kraid reminder. I could have theoretically thought about it, but it would have been more difficult for sure. And I think I did remind him to pick up Wave Beam at some point, but it was like long before.
Well, he wasn't getting Wave Beam.
I should have got Wave Beam. I think it would have saved me a ton of time in retrospect.
No, you couldn't. It was behind Kraid.
Oh, wait, yeah. You're right. Okay. I didn't even think of that.
I mean, if you really wanted to go all the way down
That
and
would
pick
not
up
have
the
been
Wave
worth
Beam, but
Okay.
no, I don't think that'd be worth it all.
Right.
And you're probably happier with the Ice Beam if I know you.
Oh, for sure. If I had the choice of those two, Ice is definitely the better. But no, Wave Beam definitely, like, slowed me down a little bit. Obviously, like, Baby Skip takes longer. Had some issues in, like, Metroid 1 that wouldn't have happened if I had Wave Beam. It's the wider beams, but little things like that.
Yeah, so the routes were really interesting. So you all, I mean, you might have seen it on the credits by now. You all missed Grapple Beam at Criteria PBs because Azure, you cleaned up Criteria but couldn't do it without bombs. And Ace, you just never went back there because there was nothing else to check, which would have made your picking up a gravity suit a lot easier. But Azure, you being able to do the short charge, Ace, you choosing and being able to do a nice job with the IBJ to get gravity suit basically took away that advantage that Cuties coaches had.
I got that short charge first try and I left there with 2 health.
I know, right? That was pretty epic. I thought maybe you just Crystal Flash right then and there, but you didn't end up needing it. So.
I forgot I had Crystal Flash on actually. That would have been smarter.
You know, here I was on comm saying Azure's one of the best at knowing when to Crystal Flash. And
okay, but I knew exactly when to Crystal Flash, and it wasn't then because I survived.
There you go.
Also, I could have. I didn't chance break Main Street because of being on low energy, and it would have been fine for that if I had CF. So it's all like, I actually really love this randomizer because you get like cascading effects on like how the future rooms go from little stuff you do like that.
Yep. And then you guys just got to that left sandpit before Cuties coaches did. In fact, MS2 was the first into Meridia for them, and he went all the way to the Dragon boss and then hit the left sandpit on his way out.
Yeah, this is why I do stuff like check fireplace early in co-op. Check sandpits early. And if it's like a bit less efficient in terms of travel, the information has so many more ways that it can help.
Also, getting that charge wasn't really an issue for anyone. Everybody saw it, so but it's nice to. I think you guys were the first to see it.
Yeah, it was awkward. The Ice Beam Hell runs were awkward for me because it was like, I wanted the charge, I wanted to keep it, and obviously I fell. I did the exact same thing that MGA did yesterday where I hit the Nova, so I got knocked back into the platform and fell down. which is what you don't want.
Yeah.
Then I was low enough on health. I was like, I don't think I can do the ice beam with this. I better go back and save and refarm. And then I wanted the power bombs, and it's like, well, now I got to refarm again for Bubble Mountain. So I guess I'll go to Sloters. It was just really awkward.
Yeah, and of course the speed booster being where it was. As you were able to get it the first try because you had the crystal flash, and AC had to get it later. So
the places that I got my power bombs from were insane, though.
Well, yeah, the spooky missiles. like Ace wasn't getting that.
No.
They're so unreasonable. I was feeling super bad about I was really waffling on whether I wanted to retrace Ace's footsteps in Greenbrim, because it was just there's nothing I need there, but
just run plasma.
I have the crate item accessible. I bet that's a suit. That's a suit in Crate's closet. But I'm just I have no way to do hell runs, and we're completely dependent on the suit showing up. And if it doesn't, then I'm screwed. So I gotta go back into Greenbrim. I felt super bad about going back to those 2 E-tanks. I was like, I should have at least done criteria thing up first. See if there's E-tanks there instead. Because I knew we were missing a movement item to get to the Croc Gate for gravity, but turned out I really didn't need those 2 E-tanks.
And in the meantime, we have our finishes from Cuties coaches. John finishing up with an official race time of 1:08:53, and MST finishing up with a 1:11:05. And I don't expect them to come in. Leno's the talker on that team. He wasn't playing.
Maybe he'll come in for an interview anyway. Talk about how his team did.
Yeah.
I like how he did the floor door in the escape correctly, which nobody does.
What does he do? What did he do? I guess I've never been.
He didn't uncenter it in a way that costs 10 seconds.
Yeah, if you turn back around and move back to the right, it'll really, really put the door in a bad spot, and you have to wait for it to scroll over.
All right, so next week, I have no idea who you're playing, but
we're playing, or playing our good friends of Pirate Homeworld, PHMR.
Oh, Baja's team, right? So
my good friends. I don't think the rest of my team knows them that well, but
we've done a few SMZ3s with Baja. I guess just one, but
Sure,
who's on deck for
matchups.
Who's on deck for that week?
It'll be me and Duck.
Yeah, and any thoughts? I guess it's next week is Chozo. Any thoughts on Chozo?
I was a mode I was eyeing for myself for playoffs, so feel pretty good about it.
Then I believe Duck said, "I'm not learning the new dash."
Yeah,
that is correct.
Execution in Chozo is going to be really big, and I think it's unfortunate for PHMR to get the matchup with us on that week.
Yeah, because Chozo is I always find Chozo to be very execution heavy, but you also have to understand the logic, because if you don't understand, because Chozo logic is a different beast than either major, minor, or full. And if you don't know the Chozo logic, you can end up in some really bad spots. That your opponent might just avoid.
It's sneaky how important the logic is for that.
It's not sneaky's. Sneaky's a good word for it.
It's not as complex because there's fewer locations that matter, but at the same time, it's way more important to keep track of it, and you can't just fumble your way through it. So it's interesting in that regard.
Either way, it's going to be.
Which is why I'm glad I'm not playing, because I usually play it well, but every once in a while, it's you just miss something.
Yeah.
And it's just then you're throwing away all this time on things that you should know better, because you can figure out where the things you need are. So.
All right. Anything else either one of you wants to add before we close this out?
So this is the first race I've done this season where I got both seats.
That's true. wait, disqualified, you guys.
I was gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
is this also like MST is trying to trash talk us by saying that, pointing out that every week so far they have lost their first game and won the second for an alternating pattern. But our pattern is that we had won all our games, so one of those patterns had to be broken this race.
This is true. This is true. Yeah. I believe we're down to you guys. I want to say Southern Route is still undefeated. We're running out of undefeated teams. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm missing any other undefeated teams. So. But yeah, we'll go over the races on the schedule coming up, because we have a full slate of races for the rest of the day. Anyway, we have going on right now over on Speed Gaming 5. We have MasterCard Lotus PSE Baseball Guild versus Spring Ballin'. That'll be Dasser and Forever versus Fat Scott and Beep to the Boop. At 3 o'clock, we have the Tenacious 3 versus the Chicago Bullies. That'll be a doubleheader over on Speed Gaming 3. Tenacious 3 versus, Not Now Gwen and Fester versus Stasho Cat and Eddie. At 5 o'clock, your friend Baja is playing with PH MR Reunited versus the Remembered Highway. That'll be Baja Blood and Mark Crew Revan versus Shala and Rogue DSO. And we have 3 matches at 7 o'clock. On Speed Gaming 4, we have the Unretired Rando Streamers versus Tales of the Dread Metroid. Plumps and Omni versus Travatox and Dirksu. On Speed Gaming 5, we have Croc's Third Law versus Muscle Club. That'll be Exact Science and Thornito versus Maniacal and Andy. And over on Speed Gaming 3, we have a doubleheader between Southern Route and the Odd Trio. That'll be Kip and Zos versus the Old Fart Gamer and Salty Pigeon, my co-com. So we made up for all the races, for not having any races till Thursday with this day, because just non-stop Super Metroid action. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Want to thank Salty Pigeon for joining me. Hopefully he can figure out what was going on with his mic, because apparently it wasn't working towards the end. I was wondering why I didn't hear him. But we'll hear him on one of the later races, I believe. And of course, always want to thank Paragon, our tracker. Tracker's always the MVPs of our randomizers. Can't do it without them. So huge shout outs to Paragon, who's tracking a few more races today as well. So huge shout outs to Paragon and all our trackers for doing what they do, because we can't do it without them. But that's going to do it for us. Head on over to hope you all head on over to Speed Gaming 5 to catch the rest of that race, and we'll see you at the next one.